Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a branding workshop by Wingfield Designs. I'm here today as part of the World Book Cover event day. So I did do this live, but I am also going to record it because it went a bit pear-shaped. So the importance of branding. Let's start with the very basics of it is you. It is who you represent. It's how you show up. So let's go to a little presentation that I've got for you to run through a few things. I'm getting a bit of a pro at this now. I've had to restart this a number of times. But anyway, I hope you're all very well and I hope you're enjoying the event today. There is so much going on in the group. And I think that you will find it very enlightening. There's lots of covers, lots of games, the whole shebang. We don't go half-hearted at Wingfield Design. So let's get started on the workshop that we have for you today. Wingfield Designs, this is a workshop on author branding. So let me go that way. So for me, the importance of branding. Branding builds trust, and that is one of the most important things that you can have as an author. So create a brand that builds trust. Remember that a brand isn't just about your logo and your colours. It's also about how you show up, how you present yourself. There is so much more to building a brand. Creates loyalty is my number 2. You don't just want a reader to pick up one of your books. You want them to be loyal. You want them to keep coming back and buying every single book. That's our aim. That's our target. So again, we want to create a brand that creates that loyalty. We also want reader recognition. So we want them to scroll through Facebook and automatically go, I know exactly whose that book is. So the idea is that you would have that recognition straight away. If you saw one of my posts on Tracy Podge's latest release, you'll see that all of her teasers are consistent with the book cover. They all use the same colours, same fonts, same themes. So anybody who's coming across that will literally go, I know that book. I need to read that book. So my 3 C's to branding. Consistency. Again, I'm going to mention this probably numerous times throughout this workshop. So consistency. When it comes to your graphics, they should always show consistency. Keep your colours and themes the same. Also, add your logo to things. If you are doing teasers on book covers, make sure that you've got the same fonts that the cover's using, those sort of things. Clarity. Know what you want to show from your brand. Have clarity in your logo. Make sure your teasers or your graphics are legible. Character. Number 3. Show your character throughout your brand, your colours, your fonts. Make sure it stays in line with the other C's that we have mentioned before. Sorry. So we have to make sure that we try and stick to these 3 C's. And I'm going to show you a few examples so that you can see what I mean. So things to consider. Can't speak today. It's the overexcitement. Anyway, things to consider. Design. How does it represent what you write? Does it look professional? What are you trying to portray to your readers? Have your logo as a PNG to make sure that it can be placed on any colour background, because some authors like to put them on the back of their covers next to the barcode. Things like that. If you can see, this is my logo here. I hope, yeah, it lets me do that. So on here, you can see that I generally work with authors. When I first started out, they were mainly romance authors. So that's what my logo sort of portrays. We've got the 2 females faces either side, and then we've got this intricate love heart in the middle. So that is my brand. That's who I am. That's what I do as a business. So I want the same thing for you as authors. So now I'll give you an example of an author's brand that I've done recently for Ivy Lane. Again, this here, the feather itself is actually hand drawn and then digitalized after. This represents obviously the writing, but also the meat spice, the feather in erotica, the tickles as such, if you want to put it that way. We also have the ivy, which is the sass. Think poison ivy, think that sort of thing. When I do branding, obviously, I do different styles and logos. So they have an option of what they can use, but it all is consistent. It's all the same fonts. It's all the same colours. And when they have the package with myself, you get an author brand kit. This gives you the colour codes, as you can see here. It also gives you the font names so that you can make sure that you're creating that consistency. Right, fonts, things to consider. Make sure the font is legible. Ideally, don't use more than 3 fonts. It can distract from your messaging. It can also overwhelm the potential audience. Use fonts that fit with your business. For example, if you're targeted at children, you can have childlike fonts. You can have a bit of fun with it. Thriller authors will generally use quite blocky fonts because that's their genre. Make sure you're using the same fonts consistently in all your social media because that becomes your brand. I'd go as far as saying when you're doing teasers for books, make sure that those teasers are all the same. They all represent that same consistency. And make sure your text is aligned. This is a bit of a pet peeve of mine when you've got text floating all over the place. It kind of distracts from what you're trying to tell them. We need to think about how it's aligned and the way that the reader's eyes go. If it's dotted, if it's too much, then it can take away, it can detract from your messaging. Colours, things to consider. Don't use too many colours. You'll overwhelm the reader and you won't get across your messaging. Again, be careful of contrasting colours. Personally, I recommend using the colour wheel. You can Google this and it will bring you up nice colours that work in harmony together, which leads me on to my next point. Use colours which work in harmony with what you represent in your business. Use the same colours again consistently, there's that word again, in all your social media that contributes to your brand. If you've noticed with a lot of mine, my colours tend to be black, white, greys. That is my brand. So I try to make sure all my posts are all very similar. Right, so included in your brand, your logo, your fonts, your colours. If you've got a tagline like Ivy Lane has, or for example, mine is giving your cover the flying start. Your author name is your brand. Not everybody writes in the same name. Some authors have multiple pen names. So that is your brand. That is your small business. You are your small business. Make sure we're getting that across to everybody. So for me, I create a brand kit for all my clients. It allows them to match their branding. It ensures consistency throughout their posting. And you can even add your own fonts to Canva. Canva allows you to create a brand kit. So they let you add your colours, they let you add your logos, they let you add your fonts so that you can ensure that consistency carries on. This is an example of a brand kit I present them with. I think you might have seen it on the Ivy Lane slide, but it gives you the colour codes, the HTML tags, so that you can match colours quite clearly, quite consistently. It also gives you the names for the fonts and things like that. So it helps you create that consistency. Thank you. If you do have any questions, let me know. This is me. I'm Francesca Wingfield, business owner, graphic designer, mum and mentor of indie authors. These workshops are mainly designed for the authors in my monthly membership as part of their membership. So this one is a special one that's created just for the World Book Day. But if you like what you see and you'd like to experience more of the workshops, then I highly recommend joining our monthly membership. It's £27 a month, although there is only one space left. But as an offer today, until Sunday, as part of World Book Day event and everything that we're doing in the groups, this will remain until Sunday. After Sunday, it will go up to £37. So if you want to join us, feel free. We do weekly writing sprints. We do coffee mornings. We get organised. We help each other. It is the perfect community. And I love it. I love the ladies. And they're achieving so much. And I'm so proud of each and every one of them. But yeah, feel free to come and take a look. I'll leave some of their reviews as well in the group at some point, so you can see what it's all about. But if you do have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. Also, in regards to branding, if you want any help with your branding or want me to work on your branding, I'll pop a post in the comments with my prices and things like that if it's something that you'd like to work on, so that we can get you going. We can get you on track for your branding. Okay, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this workshop. Bye.